What's up, YouTube? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tree, and this channel is all about sharing my journey into creating my own animated series. For those of you who do know me, you know I love to make documentaries to document my journey. Now, some of the biggest inspirations for me have come from comic books, animation, movies, as well as, yes, the toys and all the dope collectibles that get produced for the fans of these amazing shows that have turned into brands and cater to and represent the inner child in every one of us. This documentary will share my first experience at the San Diego Comic-Con, not only as a fan, but as an animator. And although I've been to the LA convention, this is actually the home of Comic-Con, and so I've always really wanted to go. So what better time to attend than the year I decide on creating my own animated series? Not to mention the year I find out that Marvel will be reintroducing one of my all-time favorite Saturday morning cartoons, X-Men, returning in 2023 with X-Men 97. This really put a huge smile on my face in a time where it's nice to remember times where things were much more simple. We hit up the Pulse booth and got a first look at some of the new action figures that they made in connection with X-Men 97, with a reflection on the series that premiered and that we know and love from the early 90s. Now, I was a little disappointed that we couldn't directly purchase items from them at the convention. They sent us to their website online, which is cool, but one of the main reasons I love the convention is for that instant gratification. When I see something that I want it immediately. I don't want to have to go home and order it online. Now, luckily, there were a bunch of vendors who had exactly what I was looking for a higher price, of course.
We have one left. How much? 800. It's worth it. Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow. And now we also cannot forget the return of Black Panther to the big screen with Wakanda Forever. Now, Black Panther, the franchise means a lot not only to Marvel, but to the Black community for a wealth of reasons.
I mean, I think we all know that the impact, obviously, that BP1 had on the world is indelible. It's indescribable. It's physical, emotional, mental, and most of all, spiritual. So I think to be able to be a part of it returning to the screen and to be a part of showcasing this beautiful new young mind, and to also do all of that in the midst of highlighting, like you said, these beautiful, beautiful stories from this very necessary perspective. It's a blessing, it's a gift, and I'm reminded of that standing here in front of all of you, feeling just how important and how special and really how blessed this project is. So it is an honor.
Now, I think everyone, regardless of their nationality or background, feels acknowledged or even more accepted when they see a representation of themselves on screen or in a role, especially as a superhero. Now, for me, growing up Black meant looking up to superheroes who didn't represent anything that I seen in my neighborhoods, which is actually one of the motivations for me to create The Other Side of Paradise. Now, if we don't see ourselves in the spaces where we want to be or wish to exist, we have to put ourselves there. This is a sentiment shared by writer Nick Stone.
If I'm not seeing myself or kids like me reflected in the spaces where I like to be, I have to put myself there. Mm-hmm. So that would be what I would say to young creators, like, put yourself in the places you want to be. Nothing can stop you.
One unexpected highlight was meeting Corey Hanzo and his wife as they premiered their company, Dope, which is an acronym that I'll actually let him tell you more about.
Instead of just having just simply Dope, because, you know, it's a generation gap, so the older people may not understand, you know, the connotation of dope, because that word has, you know, a different meaning to them. So my wife came up with a way to break it down like an acronym, like we do with everything, which is depicting our people's excellence. So that's what it can, so when we explain it to them, when we say this is depicting our people's excellence, dope for short, it's more appealing to, you know, their ear, as well as it's just a dope concept, and it's literally what we are doing.
I got WB Du Bois, young John Lewis over there. That's Good Trouble.
Young John Lewis, Civil Freedom, Civil Rights Leader. Langston Hughes.
And Miles Davis.
Miles Davis. I got my James Baldwin up here. Where would we see?
Gaye, Richard Pryor.
Where would you even see the James Baldwin as a figure?
Creativity literally knows no limits. And this year, San Diego Comic-Con was able to remind me of that. See, when you're a child and your imagination runs wild, you believe whatever your mind tells you is real. I remember knowing for a fact that a monster lived in my closet, and I would actually hear it make noises whenever my nightlight wasn't on. Now, this imagination, when overstood, can either work to our detriment or to our benefit. I mean, just take a look at any of the massive stories or the brands in popular culture today. Batman, Star Wars, Spider-Man, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Black Panther, X-Men, and the entire Marvel universe, the DC universe. I mean, there are people out here literally creating entire universes. If that doesn't spark something inside of you, I don't know what will. What we choose to do with our minds is just that, our choice.
There's even stuff with colors that she's doing that I was like, yo, how did she do that? Like that reflection thing with when you're doing with the match. And she got this glow that she puts on some of her art that's like, what is she doing? And you're trying to figure it out. You look, as an artist, you look like, how did they get there? How did they get there? What's the journey?
The journey is one of those in the moment things that most of us don't recognize the beauty in until it's almost over or it's done altogether. This is one of the reasons why I document my journey, because as crazy as it sounds, maybe the finish line is not all it's built up to be. I mean, once you arrive at the finish line, that means you're done, right? We have a lot more living to do. If you are an aspiring creator, animator, musician, or just in need of content that will inspire you to reconnect with your inner child, consider subscribing and commenting below. I can't think of a better way to conclude this video other than to thank my community of patrons in support of content like this, as well as my animated series, The Other Side of Paradise, as well as share the animation reel that I put together to be reviewed right here at the San Diego Comic-Con. Japanese anime. My Tina turn up like anime. We need vacation and hella cake. Reality crazy, so we escape. Reality crazy, so we escape. We escape to Japanese anime. Japanese anime. My Tina turn up like anime. We need vacation and hella cake. Reality crazy, so we escape. Reality crazy, so we escape. We escape to Japanese anime. I ain't a king, I'm a god. A devil ain't no friend of mine. Oh, and I almost forgot. Don't forget to like and subscribe and sign up for our mailing list at blmtd.com.